These are my disclosures. There used to be an ad in India. Fill it, shut it, forget it. That's what he thinks can be done with these fractures. But I choose to remain a loyal friend and an ardent follower of Guy Fouché, who said, you can do this and you can also flip it and make it look much better and you can get going. If you have comminution, really doesn't matter, add another wire, go on. And the standard ones, they do extremely well. There's just no doubt about this. So when you want to compare something, you need to compare it with the gold standard, isn't it? So they did that in a randomized study, and what did they come up with? Identical. Identical. There is a gold standard already. And now let's just look at Choi's report, okay? In that report, he says the bone stock within the distal fragment was thought to be insufficient for plate fixation, and then they go on to put a screw with just a little millimeter of the thread in the same cancellous bone, which is not so good, to transform the fixation dramatically. I don't think so. But are K wires strong enough? Of course they are. In fact, they're better. And many studies say they're as good. In his own study, he said that with K wires, the range of motion is limited until, Chai, you don't have the experience. This is a retrograde wire and its full function on the table. They also said, much later, they slipped this in, saying that immobilization, we do that till the fingertips for a week. And then he says that we start strengthening after 4 weeks. Gentlemen, what do you think we've been doing all this while? We've been mobilizing them as well. So they say that this is not good enough. So they know that it's not good enough for distal medullary canals, wide distal medullary canals, and for previously deformed bones. No worries on that count with the wires. So it's finally, they say it's not our intention to suggest this technique as a standard form of fixation. He's changed his opinion already. But 6 years on, let's see what he says. He published again, and it says all 16 cases were operated by the same senior author. He couldn't even transmit it to his next in command or his fellows. That's a tough act. The time was almost the same. And then there were bent screws. There were more bent screws in other studies. Are they healing at all, or are they just breaking down? So now he says that the Bouquet technique can be often satisfactory, but often has inadequate rotational control and needs immobilization and removal of implants. I think now they're clutching at straws. When you look at the complications with this, with the techniques, they're almost the same as what we would see with K wires. But there's two more. There is joint space narrowing and early arthrosis. And suddenly when they realized that, they rushed to the lab. And they said, let's do a 3D analysis. This is like seeking anticipatory bail before it happens. That's not all. 10 fractures where retrograde intramedullary screw fixation was attempted. It had to be abandoned. There's a procedure you set out on and you just can't do it because of the excessive comminution and a narrow intramedullary canal. So remember, they said, not for the wide ones, not for the narrow ones. The Bouquet embraces them all. There's no need for that. In comparison, when you look at this randomized study, you see that the numbers are almost the same. And when you look at the grip strength, it's good. Chai, I'm not one to hit under the belt. I'm not going to bring economics into this, even at the Asia Pacific meeting. These two methods, ladies and gentlemen, started out almost simultaneously. One remains the gold standard, the other is striving to evolve. Even our cases at long-term studies show that I still choose to remain a loyal friend and an ardent follower. Thank you.